questions from the crowd? Oh, you're right. You're doing two, aren't you? You're doing two of these. Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah. Mouth open, hand on.
So what do you do? What's your thing?
Oh,
No.
just helping these guys. Yeah, I've got my own video business.
Oh, nice.
Just up here for the week. Helping out retail road. It's good to see the other side of these things. I've been to conferences.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice to see the other side.
Biggest marketplace on would be Amazon.
5 minutes.
Just in.
I struggle with it a lot. Hey, how you going? Hi, Adam. Brett's my name.
Yeah, you too, man.
Why don't you give Brett that one?
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will.
Is that vodka?
Actually, no, it's not good. I was going to bring some tequila. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a replacement, right?
Right.
No, we're exactly the same. Like, we're a very large company with tens of millions of users. This means we sort of printed
Maybe.
Funny.
He was good. He wasn't sure that he was hosting till an hour. That's unreal.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right, we're going to do, we'll start with intros, and then we'll probably go first questions and then on to first one market.
Great.
intro.
You're in trial. You could do a much better job of self-promotion. This is all about business strategies. I use them. Remind me that exact word I told you. Header? No, really good. It's good.
Marketplaces are no longer side channels, they are global infrastructure.
Good. We're talking about marketplaces. It's going to be a general conversation.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
So you say that.
I'll say that.
We're ready to rock.
Good afternoon, everybody. Marketplaces are no longer side channels, they're global infrastructure. In this candid conversation, seasoned operators and next-gen brands unpack how to use marketplaces as a strategic growth lever without eroding brand equity or margin. So please welcome Jethro Marks, MC of the panel, and his panel today.
Hello, everybody. First question, can you guys down the back hear us? All right, cool. All right, we're good. This I think is the first of the panels about marketplaces. We're going to have a very broad conversation about marketplaces in general. My quick background, I run the Nile Group, which is one of the pioneers of online retail in Australia, and we are busy building the world's most trusted bookstores and lots of experience on the marketplaces. And with me I have a fantastic panel, and we'll go through everybody with their intros and then we'll get into it. Brett?
Okay, hi, hello, welcome. My name is, I'm Brett Connell. My brand is called Cocktail Candy, and I'm the small guy in the room, okay? I came to this event last year, and I just saw such absolute brilliance around me, such idolization of some of the real larger crew. And I didn't really feel like anybody spoke to me last year. So this year I put my hand up to speak on a panel. So I hope this year, in this crowd right now, someone is small enough to get something out of what I say. I was so very lucky to be added to the panel with these absolute superstars of marketplaces. But I tell you what, I've also got some stuff for you too. So Brett Connell, Cocktail Candy, I'm the small guy and I'm going to give you some takeaways.
What does your business do, Brett?
Oh, sorry. I sell dehydrated fruit, the little piece of dried fruit that goes inside your drink.
You're really bringing a lot of energy. Thank you. Hi, my name is Kalman, Polack. I run a business called On Trend Beauty. We've been running, we launched our Shopify site 2 years ago. But prior to that, we spent a couple of years, we also sell on marketplaces and we're pretty much on every major marketplace. But this business started off as a marketplace seller and now we're selling on our own site as well. Prior to that, I was on the other side of the fence because I used to run the Catch marketplace. Around the time Catch launched its marketplace, I was running that for a couple of years. And then I moved to Ossal to build their marketplace. So being on the other side of the fence now as a seller, selling in the marketplaces, can be interesting, but we'll discuss that throughout the session.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the products that you're selling? Do you want?
I sell beauty products, desirable beauty products.
I can tell.
Thanks. We sell products that you'll see at Mecca, Sephora, professional hair care, and it's essentially all the big brands. But what makes us a little bit different is we're not so much about ranging everything. It's about deals on beauty products. So think Catch for beauty. That's my background. It's what I know. It's what I do best. And I bring it to the beauty category.
Amazing. Ivan.
Hi, my name is Ivan Logan. I am the founder of Omnivore. So we have been around since 2012. So we came across each other way back at the start of eBay and even Westfield days before that point. We are one of the big integrators of people like yourselves in Australia and New Zealand to marketplace. We've got about 39 marketplace channels in this area. So I have been across Catch. It was an interesting experience. God rest their souls. And I guess that's one of the things we're going to be talking about, the fact that the marketplace landscape is changing quite rapidly even now. So, how you survive that.
That's a great. Let's start with that. That's a great starting point. Hadn't planned to, but let's roll with that. So tell us about the changing lines. How do you see the changing lines? I mean, you've got to be very. So let me start by saying you're one of the preeminent integrators into most of the marketplaces, and so you would have a view of what's going on in the market that most of us as retailers probably wouldn't see because we only just see what we can. So how do you sort of see the changes that have taken place in Australia and where we sit at the moment?
Really good question. Thanks for asking. Well, I guess we can score that with, there's an example. So like the DOM folded literally, about 15 minutes ago. We finally got the notification for that. We have other people such as, obviously, Amazon is massive in the market. eBay is massive in the market. We've seen, Catch disappear. We've seen Ideal disappear. We're getting to the point, I think, where we have a stratification where you've got major marketplaces that are going to win. I mean, for example, Temu, the velocity we see in Temu in our retailers, where that's going in the next 1 to 2 years, I reckon that's going to be something absolutely major. If you're not going to be on that, then maybe you should be, because that's one of the things.
Just to clarify, that's Australian retailers selling on Temu into Australia?
Australian Temu, yes.
So straight away, already Alibaba are reaching out to me to sell on their marketplace. I only got this message after we spoke the other week. And I'm like, why would Alibaba be interested in me being on their marketplace? And then we just had a conversation a little second ago. You talk about Temu, Alibaba, and Amazon. They all scare the shit out of me. As if does Cocktail Candy want to be on those marketplaces? I know there are brands that go, yeah, we need to be there. But those are the sort of marketplaces that scare me. Do I need to be there? I don't think so.
Well, where are you at the moment? Where are you trading at the moment?
I'm definitely looking for the littlest marketplaces. That I don't want to be across 2 million eyeballs. I want to be across the eyeballs that want my product already. So I'm already looking for quite niche marketplaces. And this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't even know exist until you kind of look for them. I had a bottle shop reach out in Western Australia, go, can we stock your products? Yeah, great, come and buy them from me. Oh no, we've got to buy them through X. What's X? Didn't even know it existed. Hey X is obviously a distributor. Hey X, can I put my products in your warehouse? Sorry, we don't have room for you. We're a liquor retailer, we don't have the ability to store food products. Great. No worries, that was the end of his email. Then I reached out again. Do you happen to have a direct-to-consumer marketplace? Yes, we do. Great, I'm on, selling into Western Australia. Thanks very much. The eyeballs that wanted my product now can see me. They're not looking on Amazon, and that's a wholesale option. It's not necessarily a retail option, but I get worried about the big ones. Of course, I'm sure most of these people do too.
So maybe I'll take that. Here's the thing, right? If you're on Woolies, right? Woolies Market Plus, putting your stuff on there would be an awesome idea, right?
Why?
Because you sell
because of the shoppers.
You sell those little things that go into cocktails. Do you know what people do on Fridays?
Yeah, drink cocktails.
Yeah?
I'm so new at this. I'm so new at this that I go, so I'm on Dan Murphy's marketplace, and it is literally 0.01% of my business. However, if you search Cocktail Candy on Google, it comes up as a Dan Murphy's listing, and that's great. Gives me credibility. Happy with that? Tick. There might even be some SEO little juice that comes with it too.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad I don't sell my product via Dan Murphy's, and we're here to discuss that too, about margins and holding on to, your product. But I'm nervous about the really big ones.
Have you tried them, or are they?
Okay, and again at the start, what's the biggest marketplace I sell on? I sell on Amazon. And I met someone at this event last year who spoke to me and said, hey Brett, you're a brand, you're a manufacturer, it's your brand, it's trademarked, you've got all the right things, let's get you on Amazon. And I did it, and we made it, and I sent some product, and I sold my stuff on Amazon like that. Exactly like you'd expect on perhaps Woolworths. I'm like, holy shit, right? And by the time it had all happened, I jumped back into the back end. I couldn't figure it out. I literally right now don't know how to send more stuff to Amazon to sell it. And I don't even know who to reach out to. They're so big that I don't know who to reach out. Yeah, sorry. But this is what I mean. I sit on the stage with the big guys, and I go, and they know straight away to point to that guy. But I'm the little guy who goes, where do I go?
All right, Kalman.
Sorry.
No, that's great. Thank you, Kalman. What's your experience? Which marketplaces are you on? Give us your take?
Big W, Amazon, eBay, Kmart now. We launched with Kmart about a month ago. Kogan, been with Kogan since the beginning. Can't really think of any others. Pretty much it.
And
The rest have all folded, so I can't.
There's been a bit of consolidation. How are you seeing it play out? Like, you don't have to specifically say which ones, but are you seeing growth in some areas, decline in others, or is it a consistent growth across everywhere?
Yeah, I've seen a decline in sales in marketplaces. It's been a little bit disappointing the past year. Yeah, a bit of a decline.
Why do you think that is?
I don't think none of them are they're not using data properly to highlight. None of them are really digging into the products that are offered to actually highlight them to the customers. Right. It's becoming a bit of it's a mess. Most marketplaces in Australia are a bit of a mess. You can't find the products. If I go to Big W right now and I look for a brand that I sell, which is called Nioxin. Nioxin in total probably only have about 24 SKUs. But if you go and search for Nioxin on Big W, you'll be going through about 5 pages of Nioxin, and it's all the same SKUs across lots of sellers, and you can't work out what's what, who's cheaper, who's more expensive. There's no buy box. So it's becoming too difficult for the consumer to work out what they should be buying. It's confusing. That's one example. And I really rate Big W. I think they're a great marketplace. But I go back to my time at Catch. We used the data. If something was trending for a marketplace seller, we'd put it in front of the customers. So we'd sell more of it. Doesn't really happen. Especially now with Kmart and Big W coming, where obviously Kmart's got Ancode that they need to push. Big W's got all the in-store stock that they own that they need to push. There's not really much real estate given to the marketplace sellers, so you're relying on Google. And the problem now is it's going to be harder for Google for customers to find your products on Google, because 30% of consumers are using chatbots to find the products. So if you don't have the best data, your customers aren't going to find your products.
Well, I mean, that's
Do you agree with that?
That's absolutely the thing. We see a lot of retailers who try to integrate, so like onto Amazon, for example. Or the Iconic. These are real high-end organisations that want to know like 5 or 6 or 10, 20 different things about one product. We're using AI systems now to try and get you the bullet points because that's what they want. But we're still getting retailers come up and it's like they're selling, T-shirts, and it's in red, blue, and green, and it's in red on the title, but they aren't actually sending through red as an attribute. So we're trying to do all this slicing and dicing, but at the end of the day, if you've got good, clean data, it makes it a lot easier to list onto people like Amazon straight off, and then whatever you're doing next, because I think, honestly speaking, the next thing is all that goes into ChatGPT to then generate you pages that it's then going to refer you back to. It needs the richness.
This was this central point of truth that we spoke about last week.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I was very intrigued about that.
So we tried to get on the front foot with this a year ago. We linked with a company called Trustana.
Yep.
Happens to be in the crowd.
There we go.
We did not set that up. And they're helping us with data enrichment. And it definitely works.
Yeah.
We're seeing better conversion on those products.
Okay, so again, I'm going to ask a question. Can you explain what Trustana or the central points of truth can do for a retailer?
I believe he can.
Oh, okay.
You've got to see it
I've
later,
got a
right?
couple of guys to chat to.
That's a good segue into data. So let's talk about this. So Brett, it's your product, it's your brand. How do you go about the process of enriching the data or making it as good as it can possibly be and getting the correct attributes? Is that part of your thinking? Like, are you using any tools, or is it something you guys do internally?
It's not, because I don't. I think someone will want to find me. I've got both. I know there's the I want to find him or I don't know he exists, top of funnel, bottom of funnel type situation. When I get on the marketplaces I get on, I absolutely just, they're so small that they don't have all the 5 dot points, all of the data. I can get to control it. It's like writing my own product page every time I get onto it. I can access the photographs, so I make sure, I know that other dehydrated fruit companies or even other garnish companies are going to try and advertise on these marketplaces as well. So I want to stand out. It's not going to be because of my word. You know, I'll put a photo that has some crazy text on it. They're just the little things that'll make me stand out. So it's definitely not my... I write it fresh every time. I shouldn't have to. That's why I'm interested in something like that, you know. But, yeah, I don't know. I struggle with the data situation of it. Yeah.
Kalman, besides Tristana, what's your approach to this?
Other than data, I mean, obviously images are really important. Otherwise, you're not going to surface on Google as well. So you've got to make sure you've got the right amount of images, lifestyle, backgrounds.
Are you using AI for that, or what are you doing?
Not yet. Well, a little bit. We're working with Tristana on that, actually.
Do you like to use the same image, so the product, lifestyle, across all of the marketplaces that you're on?
Yeah. It's...
For uniformity purposes.
Rinse and repeat, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But you can't
Some
necessarily
marketplaces
do
don't
that.
allow as many images, but
Yeah.
Shopify allows more. But look, other than all those things, it's also really important. It comes down to how you sell your product as well. So a lot of the time we create bundles that never existed, and then I'll give you an example. We just bought a brand called Frank Body, which was exclusive to Mecca, or is exclusive to Mecca, and now exclusive with us as well. And we realised it was going to be hard for us to compete with Frank Body and Mecca, so we created packs that never existed. And then we created about 10 different packs, a body pack, a face pack, whatever. And that's getting us more sales than just the single product or the product as a bundle on its own. Because Google is surfacing that because no one else sells it. So you just got to be smart with how you sell your products. You've got to sort of think a little bit outside the box. And I think also in marketplaces it'll help.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you're not competing like for like all the time.
Yeah, especially if you're selling garnishes, and it's like, what, $2 or $3 per garnish.
Right.
You can do the entire set of cocktail kits.
So I'm getting smashed on danmurphys.com, right? I sell a...
Smashed
No,
at Dan Murphy's.
No. By the margins. They want 40%. Shit, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Beep. Yeah. They want a lot of my money, right? And I sell a product that costs $10. Am I in trouble? You're laughing.
That's awesome.
Good. And I sell a product that costs $10 on their website, right? And I took it down because I would make 40 cents.
You can't do it.
Right. So then I learnt about creating this bundle that I now have $70, $80, $90 bundles that you can't see anywhere else, exactly what you just said. And now I'm ringing true to what you're saying. It makes absolute sense to do that because the marketplace wins. They still get their huge friggin' chunk of my money. But I also make some money, but I also get, the customer also gets a great deal, a good product.
But here's the thing, this is what it leads to, right? The idea that whatever plan you've got, no battle plan survives contact with the enemy, right? No battle plan survives contact with the enemy, right? So whatever plan you've got, it may not work in 6 weeks or 6 months. Yep. So what we find is it's the actual flexibility that you bring to your marketplace approach. So so long as we've got the good data to start with, bundling it, promoting it, slicing and dicing it, deciding it's going to go onto Amazon, but this other stuff is going to go onto
You can't do bundles on Amazon, unfortunately.
Well, there's a great question.
You can't do multiples.
Ah, really?
Is it in the hall?
Thanks for communicating.
So
that
you've got that
earlier.
straight away.
No.
But I get the point is that you've got to be able to shift from one marketplace to another marketplace, try again as quickly as possible, because you can do it on 5, maybe only 3 are going to work.
I absolutely agree, and I've found that. When I think Dan Murphy's was the first one I got on, I was so excited. It's so tiny of my percentage of sales. The biggest one I have is so niche to liquor, and then the second biggest one I have, it's called, it's the ALM, it's ALM, where bars and restaurants, everyone buys a bottle of rum, and then, I might turn up somewhere. The second biggest one is to cafes and restaurants. And this is where they're like, they didn't even know I existed, but I'm in front of the eyes that are important to me. It's called ornamentum. Anyway.
Yeah.
You should definitely go on Woolies, by the way. Woolies is a very important marketplace for you.
But sir, I think this is a very interesting point. Nothing lasts in perpetuity. I think that's definitely been my experience as well. Like, you can start off with a winning strategy, and then something happens, and all of a sudden the strategy stops working. And it's not because you've done anything specifically wrong. It's just because something's happened in the algorithm, something's changed in the market conditions. Like, who knows? Like the moon, the stars, it could just be that. I mean, Kalman, we've talked about this in the past, and you're very good at this. I mean, like, you've said to me, like, when you were running the marketplaces and changing stuff around and how you merged stuff, are you finding that within your existing business, like, just because you do a particular single bundle, is that the only one you do, or do you just keep shaping them around, or how do you play it?
I'm constantly creating bundles. Every shampoo that we sell, we'll bundle it with a conditioner. They don't come together. Or if there's a hair mask, we'll do shampoo, conditioner, hair mask. You can buy them separately or as a bundle. Always offer a better price on the bundle as well.
And are you finding that by the bundling strategy, is that actually raising your overall ASP across the board?
100%, yeah, sure does.
Have you seen that as well across your customers? Like, are you seeing a rising of ASP in general, or?
Oh, look, it's down to whether or not you've got the flexibility to put these things together. So, I mean, we've had the ability to put bundles together for 8 or 9 years. So we've been doing that for, like, eBay and stuff like that for ages back. But I guess it is more than that. The fact that you're going to have to watch out for new marketplace opportunities coming up. So T-Moons turn up from nowhere in 2 years. We've got other stuff going on. We've got, as we saw, ChatGPT and PayPal tie-ups, all those kinds of bits and pieces. So I wouldn't get caught up on just like, bundles is going to help you out. It's whether or not Marketplace X is going to, like Bunnings, for example, may actually want to do like cocktail shakers and things like that, and you've got to be able to leap on that because they tell you, or they tell us, and then we say to you, here you go.
Well, and I know I'm not supposed to be the guy asking the questions, but is that?
But you are.
I know. Is that where brands like mine find new opportunities in businesses like yours? Is that?
Oh, we've basically got a dating service, right? So we look at what the retailer's selling, where they're selling it, where the yield is, and then we're going like, okay, which marketplaces look like that? And then it's like, if you swipe right and they swipe right, we can introduce you.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm too old to do any swiping, so I'll absolutely play your swipe game.
Okay, just coming back to 2 points, I guess one on the data. So I mean, let's talk about visibility. Actually, what are you doing? Kalman, start with you. Like, what are you doing to get the visibility that you need? If the marketplaces themselves are not doing it, how are you using? What tools are you using to try and get visibility on the marketplace for yourself?
It's actually a constant battle. Okay, so it's not so much a tool; it's just more my chutzpah. I'm constantly. There are some marketplaces that are faceless, and there's some that you can have relationships with, and I'm all about relationships. So, simple example. Not sure how many of you are aware, but Kmart recently launched. They did a launch of their marketplace. They put about $1 million marketing behind it, and I got wind of that around the same time we launched on there. I said, let me give you deals for the launch, and they said, okay, that sounds interesting. So I gave them 30 products, gave them best price in market, and with that, they actually ran with it. And one of those products ended up on the Today Show, and we sold hundreds of it. It's just hustling. So sometimes you just got to go outside the data and you've got to hustle.
Brett, any thoughts on how you're getting visibility on your spaces?
I still think the image has the number one spot, right? It may appear in searches that they weren't looking for in the first place. And again, on some of the smaller marketplaces, I get to manipulate that image however I want. I put text over. The rules are not so as tight as some of the other places. No, not really. I do saturate with keywords. My product is lucky enough that I can use a bunch of keywords that will end up. So yeah, no, keywords, images, that's probably where I'm at in that area, yeah.
And there's one more thing, which is I can see in the audience, there's a whole bunch of agencies. I mean, you don't have to have an agency for life. You could have an agency for like just do 3 months, and they can teach you exactly how it works on a specific thing, and then you go from there yourself, right? It's good to have somebody to teach you.
Well, this is where I did start, and I did try and learn it. And again, like every single brand owner out there, I do have so much to do, and maybe the agency it's now the time to perhaps look at an agency to go, okay, I want to explore something bigger and better. I know that my product will sell on the bigger marketplaces, and I swear to God, if we're not having a weekly meeting now from this point forward, for me to learn off you blokes, I can't believe it. But yeah, I think it's possibly an answer.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions from the audience? Nobody wants to know?
Silence.
Nobody wants to know anything?
Favorite color?
All right. We got one.
When you're creating bundles, what data do you look at for joining things together and creating those bundles?
I'm in the beauty game, so I just go to the girls, and they generally know what works really well. Especially with this, with skin, like Frank Body, there was quite a lot of SKUs that we touched, and it wasn't a brand I knew much about. But the excitement amongst the team when we got it was all-time high, and they put all the bundles together. And then what we do is we just eliminate the ones that don't work, and we highlight the ones that do a lot more.
So it's probably deeper than just going, well, these two products sell together a lot.
A lot
so
of it
we're
is
gonna
obvious.
bundle them.
Yeah, you'll have a shampoo conditioner that's made for blonde hair or whatever it is, hydrating. So you know that goes together. But a lot of the time, it's not just bundles. We also do multiples. So I'm not going to bother shipping out a single Burt's Bees chapstick, but I'll sell it as a 6 because it comes in an inner of 6. So yeah, we'll only bother to ship out anything that we can make money on and is worth the pick. Yeah.
No, that's a great point. If you're selling candles, birthday candles, right? A single one.
Yeah.
But if you're selling 10, you might as well sell 20, 30, 40, and then see how each of those bundles do. The idea is you should be able to put bundles together, like 100 an hour, and put it out into the market and see what actually sticks. Experimenting and then working out what these things are. And then you can put stuff, where you've got the biggest margin, you put those ones into it as well and see if you can get them to stabilise.
I'll never sell a single deodorant. It'll only be as a 6-pack because you can't make money on that pick. It's worth. It's.
I didn't know that, and now I know that.
Well, you might have a margin on that single SKU.
I do, but not enough at marketplace level.
If it's low value, I don't bother. It's got to be. It's a multiple or nothing.
And so now I have done that. It's now buy 6 of that $10 product on some of the other marketplaces. And it's interesting because I also happen to offer Burt's Bees in a chapstick that's as big as this microphone. So do I sell 6 Burt's Bees? I know, but I offer a bulk product or 6 small products. And it's interesting that even my wholesalers, so I have my product sells direct to consumer, wholesale customers who use the product themselves, or wholesale customers who resell my product, i.e. bottle shops, i.e. restaurants or bars who put it in their drinks, or direct to consumer. But it's very interesting to find that even the customers that use the product don't purchase the bulk bags.
Let me ask you. So your dried fruits.
Yeah.
What are the different? So you got lime,
Lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruits, blood orange,
Have
pineapple.
you come up with a pack that has
The Holy Trilogy, lemon, lime, orange, citrus, right?
all together?
No, I can't.
No, why don't you just create
I'm going to.
Create that as a SKU.
I'm going to.
You won't believe how many people will spend
Yeah, wow.
$200, whatever
Yes.
it'll cost, to have the whole lot.
I'm in.
Father's Day, that's what you want. That'd be awesome for Father's Day.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry, do you have any more questions?
Sorry, I stole the microphone. I should put my hand up. But
Jethro had so many questions.
I don't mean to be, maybe I'm naive in asking the question, but at the moment, I'm not selling on a marketplace currently and looking to do so, but all I've kind of heard from you guys is all the headaches. So, there's no margin, there's no data usage, you're struggling with this, and this.
Every single one of us put our microphones up.
No, hold on. There is margin. It depends on the product.
For sure. But I guess my question is, if I have to take something back to my director and go, here's a benefit to doing it, what are you guys doing to win apart from making bundles? Because at the moment it just sounds like headaches.
There are benefits. There are. Definitely there's benefits of selling on marketplaces. We're probably complaining so that they all come to us and say, how can we help? How can we do better? There are benefits. What's your brand?
Eyewear. Sunglasses.
Okay, and do you have your own Shopify store as well?
Yeah, B2B and D2C.
Okay. Firstly, Catch used to sell a lot of sunglasses, so I imagine all the other marketplaces still do as well. You are tapping into a database that does go directly to that marketplace and searches for sunglasses. Obviously, Amazon will have a lot more customers searching for the big brands as opposed to Kmart. No one's going to Kmart to look for Ray-Bans. So my high-end products don't do as well on Kmart. It's more the low end. But you are going to tap into a database that you're currently not tapping into. And if you're competitive, you'll get the sale. The other advantage is they might be inquisitive about your brand and go directly to your website. They'll see that you're a legit business, so you'll get the sale either on your website or back on Amazon or wherever, whatever marketplace you decide to go on.
Compare that to, I guess, one of our main B2B customers is BCF. So I've got people coming into BCF going for a fishing reel, fishing rod, but then also buy a pair of sunglasses at the counter. Marketplace compared to working with a BCF, someone like that.
I don't think it's an either-or situation. I mean, you can have both. That's the beauty of this. So I think, first of all, Kalman complains about everything. So just disregard the fact that that's not an indication that he's being negative. He just complains about everything. That's just a personality trait.
I'm the George Costanza of the industry.
So the second thing is that if you look at the data, majority of the growth that is happening in e-commerce is coming off the marketplaces. It is insane. It is the biggest driver of the majority of the growth is getting eaten up by those players. It is the easiest way for you to tap into it, to the point that Kalman just made, the largest group of people who are buying online immediately for virtually no cost to yourself other than an integration. So on your site, you've got to build it, you've got to then promote it, you've got to build your brand, all these things that you've spent whatever amount of time you've been doing this. In the marketplace, you set up, they've already done the work. They've already earned the trust of the customer. So what you're doing is you're basically accessing a bunch of people who otherwise you wouldn't be seeing, because each of them has their own core group of customers that you will never necessarily see. That is enormous potential. Or what we've been describing, I guess, is the highly nuanced issues that arise from doing this. But this doesn't change the fundamental. And the fundamental is that you are going to get access to a customer base you're not seeing at the moment at a cost that you probably can't achieve in other ways, because it is just there at a percentage of your sales, which you build into it. What we didn't get into, which we can talk to, is the margin control of this. You know up front exactly what the cost of your sale is going to be, whatever it is, 10, 20, 30%, whatever it is, it's built in from the word get-go. Every other channel, be it Google or be it Meta or be it whatever else, is a variable that you hope to kind of get an indication of over a long period of time and smooth out and hope that you can see what it is. This is guaranteed. If you earn $1, you will pay, like tax, whatever the amount is to the marketplace. So the potential of that is enormous. Now, is it going to work for everybody? Maybe not. We're complaining and bitching, but at the end of the day, all of us sell on marketplaces. We've all been selling on marketplaces. We're all going to continue to do so. So you've got to assume that there's something in it.
The words that I wanted to use when you asked that question is it smooths my roller coaster. Okay? So I've only been in business for 5 years. I sell a super niche product, and my roller coaster is definitely highs and lows. It was a side hustle at the start. It's no longer a side hustle. I'm now supporting my family, and I have 3 casual staff. It's great. My roller coaster is a little bit smoother because of some of the marketplaces. They add that little bit extra in the times that are generally not great for my business because of the huge amount of eyeballs. You're right. We headed down a negative track, and we hit hard there. But no, I definitely nod my head and say it has definitely changed my business for the better. I will not stop selling on marketplaces. In fact, I'm actively looking for more marketplaces.
Yeah, I thought, we should have said that right up front, right? Marketplaces are actually ace, right? Please get on marketplaces.
It would have
This is how it
helped with
works.
the
We're just talking
part
about
of the conversation.
how this goes past this point, how you survive once you're on the marketplaces. As Jethro says, this is the biggest game in town. If you're not in, you're not going to win. Full stop.
But the numbers are clear as well. Like you say, you can make the money because you know the numbers. Do your maths. We spoke earlier about, and I saw we got the. When Uber Eats first started, they wanted this massive chunk, but they also wanted to be price competitive, and restaurants went, this is bullshit. We're getting hammered, right? And so now you can't buy a $15 burger walking into a shop, and you can't get that same $15 burger if you order off Uber Eats. Customers know that. It's okay for you to add some margin in the marketplaces. They might want to go, I want to check out with 7 other products that I can't get with all the shipping might be included. I have to pay for shipping. You can get your margins. You'll take them.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time.
Sorry.
No, it's good. This has been great. Thank you very much. Could you please join me in thanking the panel? If you want to know more about margin specifically, we're going to have another presentation with a different group at about 4:20, same stage. So come back to that, and we'll get into that.
Man, I'm so sorry.